She took the man I loved, the one I had built my dreams around. But in that moment of profound loss, God reached into the depths of my despair. He took the shattered pieces of my heart and the searing pain of betrayal, and from that wreckage, He crafted a life for me that was infinitely greater, more profound, and more fulfilling than anything I had ever lost. It was a transformation I could never have imagined, a testament to the idea that sometimes our greatest heartbreaks are merely the prelude to our most incredible blessings. My world didn't just crumble, it was violently detonated the day I discovered that my husband, the man whose hand I held as we planned our future, was having an affair. Was devastating enough, but the identity of the other woman was a blow that nearly extinguished the light within me. It was my closest friend, the one I had shared every secret with, the one who had been a sister to me in every way that mattered. They had not just broken my heart, they had annihilated my trust in humanity, shattering the very foundations of my reality. The home we had lovingly built, once a sanctuary of laughter and warmth, became a cold, silent mausoleum of broken promises and painful memories. I was left standing in the ruins, a ghost in my own life, utterly and completely alone. In the crushing silence of my empty house, where every corner echoed with memories of a life that was no longer mine, I fell to my knees. The pain was a physical weight, a suffocating presence that made it hard to breathe. I cried out to God, not with eloquent prayers, but with raw, guttural sobs that tore from the deepest parts of my soul. I didn't ask for answers or for explanations. I simply begged for strength. Strength to get out of bed in the morning, strength to face the pitying or judgmental glances of others, strength to simply endure another day. The temptation for bitterness was a constant, seductive whisper in my ear. Thoughts of revenge, of wishing them the same pain they had inflicted upon me, were a dark and tempting path. But in my pleas for strength, something miraculous began to happen. God didn't give me the tools for vengeance. He gave me something far more powerful. Instead of a sword, God handed me a shield of peace. It was a peace that defied all logic, a quiet calm that settled over my spirit even as the storm of my life raged on. It didn't erase the pain, but it allowed me to breathe through it. It was the assurance that even in this desolate valley, I was not truly alone. This peace became the fertile ground for something new, growth. I started to turn my focus inward, not to find fault, but to rediscover the woman who had been lost in the identity of being a wife and a friend. I began to see that my worth was not tied to a man or a friendship, but was inherent, placed within me by my Creator. This realization was a seed, and with every prayer, every small step I took towards healing, it began to sprout. God led me on a journey of rediscovery. I started doing things I had long forgotten I loved. I picked up a paintbrush again, filling canvases with the colors of my emotions, turning my pain into something beautiful. I joined a hiking group, and with every mountain I climbed, I felt myself rising above the wreckage of my past, gaining a new perspective. I poured my energy into my career with a focus I hadn't had in years, finding fulfillment in my own accomplishments. A new community began to form around me, people drawn not to my story of victimhood, but to the quiet strength and joy that were beginning to radiate from me. My life was being filled, not with replacements for what I had lost, but with new, unexpected blessings that were tailored specifically for me. I was building a new life, one brick at a time, a life that was authentically mine, filled with purpose and a joy I had never known was possible. Years passed, and the echoes of my old life faded into a distant memory. I learned through the grapevine of mutual acquaintances about the life my ex-husband and my former friend had built on the ashes of our marriage. Theirs was not the happily ever after they had likely envisioned. Their relationship, born from deceit and betrayal, was plagued by a deep-seated mistrust. How could they ever truly be secure with one another knowing the foundation upon which they stood. Their life was reportedly filled with constant arguments, financial struggles, and a palpable sense of regret. They were trapped in a cycle of their own making, a prison built by their choices, haunted by the ghost of their betrayal. The joy they had stolen was fleeting, replaced by the long, hollow shadow of their actions. In stark contrast, my life had blossomed in ways I could never have foreseen. I was not just surviving, I was thriving. The career I had poured my heart into had flourished, bringing me not only financial independence but a profound sense of purpose. I had met a wonderful, kind man whose love was gentle, honest, and built on a foundation of mutual respect and true partnership. My circle of friends was genuine, my laughter was real, and my heart was full. I had risen higher, not in spite of my past, but because of it. The pain had carved out a depth in me that now allowed for an immense capacity for joy. I was happier, stronger, and more at peace than I had ever been, even in the most idyllic moments of my first marriage. My story stands as a powerful testament to a divine principle. When people try to take what you believe is meant for you, when they strip you of what you hold dear, it is not the end. It is often a painful but necessary clearing of the path. God does not just mend what is broken, He upgrades. He replaces what was lost with something far better, something more suited to your true destiny. He takes the pain of betrayal and uses it to forge a strength you never knew you possessed. He takes the emptiness and fills it with blessings you never imagined. My ex-husband and former friend took a life I thought I wanted, but God, in His infinite wisdom and grace, gave me the life I was always meant to have, and for that I am eternally grateful.